Today I'm going to teach you 6 self-care hacks that you can apply today to try and manage your bipolar disorder. The first 3 are things that can help you prevent going into the highs of mania, and the next 3 about preventing depression. So let's just get started then. So the number 1 is a really important one, and it's talking about sleep. Sleep is one of the most important things in preventing mania, and it's one of the biggest reasons that I attribute being well today. And the things that I do to help myself sleep is that I decide to block off 10 hours every single day to devote to sleep, relax, and refresh myself. When we are having flights of ideas, when our hypomania is calling our name and trying to tell us to do a million amazing things, we are often tempted to stay up late, and we're often tempted to just carry on working throughout the night. And that decision that we make at that time, that we decide to do that, is one of the reasons why these flights of ideas become a full-blown episode. And essentially what I've done is I've created a block of time in my mind where I'm not allowed to do anything other than sleep or try to sleep. And in doing that, I'm protecting myself. Making that decision, I protect myself from allowing the highs to take me over. Not always am I able to sleep for the full 10 hours. 10 hours seems like a long period of time, but within that time, I might not be able to sleep for a few. I might listen to a guided meditation, which we're going to talk about more in the second point, or do some sort of relaxing activity that can help me ground so that I'm able to sleep as much as possible within that 10-hour period. So I might do that, for example, for the first 3 or 4 hours, and then sleep for the next 6 if I'm struggling to sleep, or just sleep for the whole period if I feel like I'm able to. And making sure that I'm doing that allows me to have energy. It allows me to not be succumb to the mania, and also be able to look after myself physically, which is really important too. So point number 2 is meditating and guided meditations and things like that. I mentioned that it's incredibly important for sleep, and this is why sometimes I do this before I go to sleep at night. But meditation is very good in general, in terms of calming, in terms of relaxing, in terms of de-stressing. Stress in general is one of the main predictors of any type of episode within bipolar disorder, and so having meditations that can help chill you, help you relax, help you ground yourself is really helpful. So generally ones that are good for slowing your breathing and focusing on your breathing, and also especially progressive muscle relaxation, are really good for de-stressing. Progressive muscle relaxations, you slowly start to work down your body, tensing one muscle at a time and breathing while you do, and then releasing that muscle group, and it just helps the whole body to completely relax and take the edge off, essentially. So that's point number 2. I very much suggest doing meditations, but also potentially progressive muscle relaxation before bed or at any time of the day when you feel very stressed. So point number 3, the final one about mania, is to leave enough room in your life for extra things to come in. So I'll discuss a little bit more in depth what I really mean by that, because a couple of years ago I had a very difficult time. I had a demanding job. I was studying, I was doing a million different things at once, and I then had a very difficult period of time. Like my fiance left me, my sister was almost dying, and a number of different things were happening. And essentially, like, the life that I was living at the time, doing the a million and one things that I was doing, I was just about to manage. Like, I was just managing while I was doing it, but there was no room whatsoever for if something external was going to come into my life. So nowadays, like, when I make decisions around things, I make sure that I don't have too much responsibility, that if something else would come into my life, that I wouldn't be able to handle it. I try my best to allow some space for things that could potentially come in that I can't avoid, and that helps me to avoid going through those highs, because it avoids too much stress being put on me. So those are the 3 points for mania, and I hope they've been helpful. Now we're going to go through the 3 for depression as well. So point number 4 is regarding journaling, and particularly positive psychology journaling. And the types of ones that I normally do for journaling is I do things that I should do each day, and I do gratitude. So things to do each day, I think that when you're going through quite good periods of time, it's good to jot things down that you want to get done, like you want to accomplish to be able to achieve your goals. But when you're feeling like you're getting a little bit low, you need to be kind to yourself and just write in things I want to do today. I want to shower. I want to drink a pint of water before I do anything in the day. I want to drink maybe green juice because I know that that's healthy for me. I want to make porridge for breakfast in the morning because I know that that's healthy for me. When I do one of these activities, what I do is I tick it off with a smiley face, and then I highlight it in green, just telling myself that I've done something good and I've done something good for myself. And essentially, because when we're starting to get down, we can be very hard on ourselves. And when we're very hard on ourselves, it makes life a lot more difficult. Whereas if we're doing these little small things that are, essentially rewarding ourselves for little behaviours that are good to ourselves, it's sort of preventing ourselves from getting too low when we feel we're getting a little bit down. So that's one side of journaling that I do. And another one is gratitude. And this is generally, fantastic for mental health. But I make sure that I write 3 things that I'm grateful for. And, it really helps in terms of changing my cognition, changing the way that I look at life and seeing things from a much more positive perspective. When you first start writing gratitude in a journal, it was the case for me as well. I didn't feel it. I was writing it down, but I didn't actually really care about what I was writing down. It felt false. But engaging in that activity and doing it over and over again over time really helped me to be able to feel true gratitude in my life. And I think that if you ask anyone that truly knows me now, they'd say that I show gratitude in huge ways, and that I am very, very good at gratitude. It wasn't natural to me at the start, but the persistent effort has helped me to get to that place. And I really think that that's one of the main reasons why I don't really